I might not sort of accept his invite into the stream. Hi, Marcus. How you doing? Where are you from? Whereabouts are you joining us from? There he is.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hey. Okay, cool. Let's switch you on. Let's switch you back on. There you go. And let's chop myself out of the view. Let's see.
Are we live?
We are live. Of course we're live, yeah.
Hello, hello everyone. Welcome to second one. Apologies for my lateness. I was just finishing off a Tableau doctor session where the problem was solved.
Hey.
Which is always good.
Good. Let me just chop myself out the top of your video feed. Do some real-time editing in OBS. It's never a good look. Right, zoom. Let's go crop you a little bit here. You can hear me, of course, Ravi, but can you hear the stream? Can you hear the live stream?
Yes, it's not started yet, I believe.
The main live stream, not the main live stream. I mean our live stream.
Not yet. I'm just hopping it open.
That's fine.
As we speak.
All right, cool. Let's get some cropping done. Okay.
Excellent. We are live. I can see it now. I don't think I can see the chat. Here we go. Chat is now open. Wonderful. Filters. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. How are we all doing? How's everyone's first day of conference been? It's, I guess for the US, it's the second day. For me, it's the first day. Anyone seeing any good sessions they'd recommend or anything that they'd like to give shouts for? Bueller. Why am I getting the keynote one?
They've got no pre-show today, which is why it's a little bit not interesting in the stream.
Wonderful. Here we go. Live stream is loud, apparently. We all good? Are we good on our sound check?
I think so.
Excellent.
Are you just doing your hair?
No. I'm looking down at the live stream, just reading through the comments. Wonderful. Drop something in the chat and give us a shout out where you're from, and we can see where everyone's tuning in from. I think if you were in yesterday, we were from where were we? We're both in Essex.
Essex Central.
The Essex Central podcast. So
Southeast Central, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
You no longer have Siege Knight with you today.
No, absolutely not. Just trying to get channel 1 open. Is it alive? Are we alive?
Channel 1 has just got a disclaimer. It's a Salesforce disclaimer. Sign of things to come. Forward-looking statements and all.
Are you on? How are you looking at this?
Full screen on another screen, which is what's coming into OBS.
Wonderful. So we're coming in at equal volumes before the mainstream kicks in. That's good to hear, Mark. Give us a shout on in terms of leveling when the stream starts. I know a few people yesterday wanted to listen to what was being said. Apologies in advance because we are going to chat. If you want a pure stream, if you want
to hear the stream, jog on.
In the nicest possible way.
No, yeah, we'll time it. I think the good thing about this is there's actually.
Sorry, are you watching this on YouTube or are you watching it on the TC website?
I'm watching it on the TC website because I'm taking the live stream from their embedded live feed, which is going to be better than YouTube. That's my assumption. And it's probably less lag. I'm just watching it through the channels you're supposed to be watching it. So
here we go. Cool. I'm with you.
If I just exit, this is just a browser window that I'm just in. Then I'm just full screening it on the screen, and that's basically what's coming through. So yeah.
Wonderful. I'm there as well.
Technical.
Forward-looking statements. We are away. Yeah, Brain Dates. Good shout out from Mark. I'm a big fan, a big purveyor of all things Brain Dates. I've got 17 lined up over the next 3 days. which I'm looking forward to. I've had two. One was actually about the death of the COE, as in what's the point of having a COE and is it worth it?
I think you had probably Elsa in there, right?
No, actually, no. I've got Elsa in a couple of sessions tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
This was with Mina Osgun, of course, who we both know,
yes.
School alumni.
Yeah.
A guy called Ajay, who works at Groupon, based in Dublin.
Yeah.
And someone called Sumit, who was based at a company, who were based out of New York, but he was based in India. Really good discussion about the pros and cons of having the Centre of Excellence. And the one I had, the other brain date I had today was just a chat with someone who had never spoken to before, which is great. Good. That's what I love.
Yeah. I had two today. Very good about video making. Really good. Someone from Wells Fargo. And then I also had someone from an insurance company as well that was sort of interested in how they get their users excited. It's touching on that COE point, but it's also touching on that sort of user education and how do you get people sort of amped up about analytics, or more importantly, how do you teach them how to use a dashboard you've just spent hours passionately building, right? So yeah, it's going to be an interesting sort of few years in terms of that. I think the level and standard of which COEs have to work at is constantly increasing, right? Before you just had to get them together on a lunchtime webinar. Now it's like, gamification. You need a website, you need Slack, you need Teams, you need Slack, webhooks, pushing Tableau visits to left, right, and center. It's a whole sort of involved thing now. So yeah.
So maybe we'll come back to that question from Atlantis. But just before this stream starts, we've got a couple of minutes left.
Yeah.
Maybe let's talk a bit about what we're expecting and
devs
what
on
the hopes
stage.
and dreams.
I'm going to call this devs on stage. Devs at desk doesn't have the same ring. But yeah, devs on stage or devs at desks. I expect this to be finally, if I don't see something reinventing the way we do dashboard layout at this devs on stage, I think I will actually just quit Tableau.
Wow, that is a bold statement.
We cannot go another year without having improvements to the layout system. We just cannot have that happening.
Tim and
right?
Gwenna will quit Tableau.
We need a better layout system, honestly. Everyone knows it. All the people spending hours nudging, floating things 1 pixel there and there, publishing it to public, realizing it's -2 pixels off, and that's just got to disappear. We've got prep in browser now, right? So they've spent some love putting something like that in the browser. Let's get some of that browser goodness into desktop and let's make layout much, much better. Get rid of layout containers, get rid of tiled and floating, give us a canvas. Creativity has no boundaries. So stop making us putting it in containers.
Yeah. I was happy with the we got collections like last night, which I was very happy about. That whetted my appetite. I just want to be surprised, I want to see that, when you watch an Apple keynote these days and you're waiting for the one more thing that will never come.
Yeah.
I really want to be surprised. I want to see something like, hey, that's really cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. That's true. This is an inspiring event. It's supposed to get us excited about the product we use for the next year, right? That's the real reason. This is their chance to sort of show us things they can't show us for a few more months and sort of wow us. So you're absolutely right.
Yeah. So just reading the comments here real quick. So Carl's just saying, no, Tim, no, about your quit Tableau now. Mark Edwards doesn't want spell check. He's just, I don't care. Just learn to spell. And then Carl's big request is prep public.
Yes. Yeah,
I think that'll be an interesting one. It gets people to use prep a bit more. Maybe it brings it into a self-serve environment. I'm a big fan of. I really want public to get a lot more love, and I think that's coming. I think that is on the way. So yeah.
I think one of the things when prep first came out, before I'd heard anything about it, in my mind, I could only draw parallels with Power BI, which have this sort of query builder in part of the project, right? It's one whole data prep solution inside of Power BI. And so I always imagine prep as being, that connection window where you connect to data and you do joins and blends. That to me is where I imagined prep to live, right? I never thought it would become a separate product. Yeah, exactly. I thought, no, they're going to beef up desktop and make it incredible. And so the separation is actually, for quite some time has thrown me off. So I'm hoping that sort of
a bit of a closer integration.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just make them one thing. Prep Public is an opportunity to really sort of showcase that, right? Do your data prep, hop straight into Tableau, build a viz, boom, end to end, done. Cool. And I think you go for it, yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Carl's just asked, what love do I want for Tableau Public? And I think my love for Tableau Public is just make it easier to start. Like, give me Public in the browser. Like, let me start there and let me copy and paste data in. Let me connect to a web data source. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on.
There's some easy wins you could do with public data sources, right? I think Tableau could probably ask the community, what are your top 100 data sources that are public? And just have those in Tableau Public right from the get-go, right? Climate change, diversity metrics, World Health Organization data. Just do the hard work and make those standard data sources in Tableau Public, and boom. People can start telling stories straight away.
That's where Prep Public can come in, right? It can help you create data sources. Cool, we're underway.
Francois is in the chat.
Hey, shouts to Francois.
Amazing. Nice to see you. Awesome.
So we're starting, we've got Cockgreave and Keisha.
Okay, good.
Chatting a bit about devs at desk, so let's go.
Good. Where is this? I'm looking at the, where are you seeing this? I can't see this in the stream.
I'm in the stream, it's just started. I'm on channel 1.
All right, am I not on channel 1? Why is this 50 seconds for me? Interesting.
Filipos has just come on.
This is bizarre. All right.
Tim, are you behind? Ooh.
How can I be behind? I got here before you. Oh, no.
Okay. Here we go.
I'm going to refresh the page just in case I get a much more up-to-date stream. I bet you that's exactly what will happen. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
This model predicts avocado prices based on month and cyclical yearly trends.
Have you got
now, the model does quite well, but I know Tableau can do better.
So
introducing model selection. You can now specify, among other models, a Gaussian model.
I haven't.
Hit apply, and notice the difference.
No spoilers.
But what about prices this coming winter? Well, now extending our axes and making predictions for future values is so easy. Let's open the dates context menu and choose the new option, show future values.
Why that side?
We can pick from a list of pre-specified time ranges or select custom
data scientist
and see how smooth this is. We can extend our axes by 1
Yeah, Filipos is a legend. We've had some great chats with him, haven't we?
Automatically updated.
Superb. So much fun.
Of course, these values can be used in downstream table calcs or exported like any other data in Tableau for further analysis.
Yeah.
Now, when I'm not looking at avocado prices, I inspect the local housing market. Since my lease is up this coming April. Here's a map of Seattle, broken down by zip code and colored by average monthly rent. I want to bring in more information into this view, but layering multiple location data is not possible in Tableau. Until today. Introducing map layers. You can now layer as many geometries as you want in the same view. I cannot wait to show you. Let's bring in house locations.
This is good.
To see some of the properties I'm interested in.
See, this is like
I'll drag
devs
the
on stage
pill
on
in the
steroids,
view
like feature,
and see a brand new layer drop zone. I release my pill.
Who's the dev that was 2 years ago? Was like,
just created 2 layers, each with their own mark cards.
It was the mobile one.
Now let's disaggregate by address, change our mark type, change our color, our border, and our size.
So
this is good.
And you know what? Let's also rename our layer.
So
easily
part
enough.
of me loves it because I know the community is going to go insane.
Now adding a third layer is drag and drop easy. And as a proper Seattleite, I cannot pick a home without considering proximity to coffee.
Absolute chaos.
So let's bring in store ID
and
coffee shop locations into the view.
Everything is chaos if you don't use a little bit of reasoning, right? So you can always create chaos.
And resize.
Let's see how he's using this.
Just like that, we build a map with 3 layers. The rainy Seattle sky's the limit. Now, map layers are not only
went down to
easily
90
added,
levels of project,
but also intuitively configurable.
You can probably go infinitely.
For instance, interacting with marks across layers can be very distracting. But with map layers, we can disable selection with this new option.
Okay.
Now, the zip code layer is static.
That's the key, right?
Yet it continues to update as I change encodings directly from the marks card. And check this out. Currently, coffee shop locations are layered on top of house marks and hide some houses near downtown.
All right.
Well, map layers can fix this too. We can now reorder our layers and bring coffee shops down. Now, watch the viz as I release. Here we go. Everything is now
my next question is,
and clearly
this is not
visible.
just for maps, right?
But wait a minute. I want to get the most bang for my buck. So I want to compare individual home prices
you finally get a bar
to
chart with a
zip
line
code
chart on top of it
averages.
with a shape on
Right.
top of it.
Now,
With
this
like another layer on
requires
top.
level of detail expressions, also known as LODs, since we need to calculate
What about zoom
values
levels,
both
right?
at the aggregate and at the row level. Now we know
that's neat being able to
that
disable
writing
the marks on the
LODs
applicant.
is not everyone's
I think disabling
cup
and
of coffee.
enabling stuff on the marks card just
It's hard to know where to start,
we're closer to
and
Photoshop
syntax
too. Get
errors
closer to
break your
Photoshop.
flow of analysis. Well, no more. Early next year, Tableau writes your LODs for you. Introducing easy LODs. Check this out. I'll select zip code and monthly rent, right-click, and choose LOD calculation. Now keep your eyes on the screen, everyone. I select, and boom. Tableau just wrote an LOD from scratch.
Right.
Now we can, of course, change our aggregation.
So my question is, why did it use fixed?
By zip code,
how does it know what I want to do?
And subtract this from our individual monthly rent values. This way, we know exactly what houses are under or overvalued. Now let's rename our calc appropriately.
Hey, I mean, look, I think this is great
Save
because it takes
and drop it on the house layer
right.
color
if it's
shelf.
an option, it then
And
takes
look
that
at that.
step away, being like, I
A
need to
bunch
know
of
how to
marks
use
near
LOD.
downtown are orange,
Now what you're saying,
which
well,
means
you
they're
use
great
LOD,
deals
so
I need to
right-click,
check
hold
out.
down what you want to put in
So,
as your partition.
whether you're looking at real estate data to figure out your
And then
next
bringing LOD,
virtual
that's awesome.
home visit,
I like that.
inspecting
It's a small
local
tweak, it's just
competition,
assistance.
or analyzing regional demographics.
You could probably
Our
see them
layers'
adding
predictive modeling
options in that
functions,
menu to say
map layers,
exclude, include,
and easy
whatever.
LODs open up a whole
For me,
new
I was always
world
looking
of
for this
possibilities
explainer.
for
Why do you use
analytics
fix? Why do you
in
use
your
exclude?
organization?
To be more
We
intuitive,
cannot
right?
wait to see
I
what
guess
you
the
come
better
up
question
with.
is, what does everyone default to fix?
Right.
Good morning, Data Fam. My
Azar.
name is Azar, and I'm a software engineer in Tableau.
Carl, represent.
Today, I'm excited to show you some new preppy features. Let's get started.
I think it's the table. You want that preview of what's going to happen.
I have the popular
Right.
parking trails around Seattle, but it doesn't tell me what park they are located in.
Okay.
Here's Carl's section.
I have the park boundaries as a shapefile. And with the
We need a jingle, don't we?
Spatial support in Tableau.
I got a copyright mark yesterday because of the Tableau music.
And map the trails to the parks.
Whitney Houston.
With support for spatial data, you can now connect any spatial data you have and work with it, just like any other data.
Yeah. Oh, the zip file, not even the shape file, the zip file.
Looking at the spatial data
smart.
here, I see that the park boundaries
no
are in polygon and multi-polygon.
Carl's saying he's fearing what he has to update in the book.
Trails are
If you haven't checked it out, go
long
check out
numbers.
Tableau Prep up and running.
With
Carl and I did an
spatial
interview a few
data
days ago on
coming in
YouTube.
different forms,
Definitely check it
it's
out.
hard to find their relationship without doing a complex math. But
See what I'm personally interested in is
simple for
show me
you.
how this is
By
visualized.
also bringing
we both have used Ultrix.
spatial
Right.
So now I know how you see maps in Ultrix.
Right.
Now I want to see how
you
Tableau
can now
got maps
perform
visualized in Prep.
any spatial
Right.
operation you
Yeah.
want, such as buffer,
Hey guys, this is a spatial feature.
make line, or make point.
ASMR.
And prep your data.
ASMR.
In this case, I want to
It's a really
map the
spatial day.
trails to the parks.
Boom.
So first, I use make point
Yeah.
This is going to be great.
to convert the trails lat long to point.
This is my point though about transition.
Let's call
like,
it geometry.
Just have it in the same browser window and it'd be perfect.
Then I use
imagine how big that install will be.
Join,
like Jonathan Drummy posted yesterday, like all the installers has got from like Tableau 4, and like the big expansion from when it went 64-bit.
Yeah, that's a visit in itself, right?
Is. 47 trail and the park they are located.
That's nice. That's nice. They overlap.
That's how simple it is. Working with spatial data in Tableau Prep.
It's not a map. It's just a. Yeah.
Next, I want to calculate the trail ratings and pick the most
I'm thinking like, can I do this spatial analysis with my football data?
Needs some cleaning
or do I do the transformation I usually do in?
I really like to keep my workspace organized.
That is one Achilles heel, right? Lots of tools assume you're working with geography when you could just working with space in general.
I want to be able to hide the already clean columns without filtering them out from my data.
Francois telling us that visualizing it on the map will come next.
Now, in Tableau Prep, you can.
It's great having like
I was about to say.
You can also hide fields.
Francois, you're more welcome. Like honestly, do this more often.
Or select multiple columns and hide them together.
That's so cool.
Hidden fields will show up.
This is useful, man. If you've connected to a Salesforce data source connection, that is for that.
I think you've got so many columns.
If you want to. Beautiful. Now, I can focus my data cleaning on only these 4 columns without the fear of losing the hidden fields.
Cool.
Okay, I already finished data cleaning and calculated the ratings. My flow is complete.
Data validation in prep.
It looks more complex.
Beyond the profile page.
I want to simplify it before I share it with others. I want to hide some details to bring attention to the most important part of the flow.
Yeah.
With group step, I can do exactly that.
Yeah.
I create a group
this has just come
for
out.
the spatial mapping.
But for a lot of people, this is like
another one for the rating calculation.
Which is good.
Let me also change the description here.
I like the way she does it. Actually, I like the way they demo the features. It's really important actually because when you explain it to customers, it's better to see how the dev has explained it to you, right? And
then still expand the group.
What is the intention of usage?
Yes, exactly. How did you actually design this to be used versus how am I maligning it?
Simple and clear my flow looks. Now that
I agree with Carl there. Like, I think the hiding fields hopefully make performance better.
That's data preparation.
I like this.
In
the
Tableau
interface
Prep.
of like drilling in, drilling
Simple,
out.
fast,
obviously,
flexible.
Hopefully these are called flowlets. Like,
flowlets.
That sounds cute,
Hi,
right? Like
I'm Ryan Natala, and I lead the Ask Data team at Tableau.
It's a flowlet. It's a mini
We've
flow
been
within
working
a flow.
on some incredible improvements.
Right, Ask Data next.
On what we're calling Ask Data 2.0.
Good.
Our biggest update since we originally launched.
See, this is it. It's like feature.
I'm going to show you an early preview of the completely redesigned user interface, which combines the speed and flexibility of search with the power and intelligence of natural language processing. Here's how it works. As you type, Ask Data gives you search results word by word, giving you instant feedback about what's in your data and what Ask Data can do.
This is cool. I've seen
Ask
a rough
Data
demo
will
of this.
automatically choose the best interpretation of each word in your query. Or, if you prefer, you can tell Ask Data exactly what you mean by choosing a result.
Because I think
from the
that
drop-down menu.
autocomplete to show you as you type.
Ask Data learns from your selections to improve the quality of the experience and save you time as you use the feature. Here's that same query.
Because I'm hoping that this means it's indexing a bit more smarter in the back end.
Note,
so it's trying to
most
preempt
popular results appear.
If you have more questions, then whenever you go to Ask Data this, you've always got that pinging
in multiple
loading the metadata thing.
Let's say that I'm interested in.
Although that's sort of us wish casting there. Like, I don't think a user expects that.
Right? In my data.
Well,
I'm interested in Kelly Williams.
Just like, what's under the hood?
But I see that she's both an employee and, if I look at the bottom of the list, a customer.
From Kelly.
The new Ask Data UI makes it easy to see that and choose exactly the one that I want.
This is interesting.
Transparency is key to effective analytics.
Again,
and the new Ask Data UI makes it easy
demo
to
where you
see
see like,
exactly
this is great
how
and
your
fast,
query is
but
being interpreted.
Give it to me for my 10,000 row, 100 column, million row data source.
Ask Data emphasizes
give me a big
the words
beefy boy
that it understands and grays out the ones
he also
that
nailed the thing he types really well there.
If you hover over an understood word, Ask Data highlights the corresponding analytical operation, showing you exactly the impact that it has on your result.
Yeah.
So if you ask a question Ask Data doesn't quite know how to understand,
it bridges that gap,
you can see exactly why and fix it.
Take
this example.
Statements.
Which industry has the most profit?
Also, Anna's here as well. So smart ES, but also helps you orient to a new
data tells me that Ask Data doesn't know how to interpret
to
in the
Alexa,
context of my data. I can fix that easily by clicking on.
You could probably build a browser plugin. So you talk to Alexa and
exactly. It to the appropriate field or value
with something in between.
In this case, I want the segment.
I've always wanted an Alexa plugin
That's
for
the result
server.
I'm looking for.
That goes boom.
And the best
server's
part
down.
is that I only have to do this once. Now Ask Data has been trained to interpret industry and will answer questions about industry correctly, even if it's never seen them before.
This is good.
This is great.
Interesting.
There you have it. A new sneak preview of the completely redesigned Ask Data user interface. But that is not all. We're also introducing governance tools that let you fine-tune Ask Data experiences to address specific business use cases. And we're increasing accessibility, so you can bring Ask Data to every user in your organization. The new Ask Data is going to be fantastic.
It serves
we're making asking questions about data as easy as a Google search. With 2.0, Ask Data is easier, smarter, faster,
if you use a popular example like autocorrect on your iPhone is sort of crowdsourced from lots of people typing mistakes and correct things, and
hey y'all,
that's how new words
I'm
make it into the
software engineer on the metrics team.
I agree with Mark
broadcasting to you live
and the context
from my desk here in Austin, Texas. There are a ton of great new features in Tableau Server. I'm excited to show you a few of them.
It really helps there.
We've really tried to focus on the onboarding experience.
Engagement, metrics.
We want your users
That's an
to
interesting
be successful
sort of
from day
role,
one.
isn't it? Like
so I'd like to start
nice.
with a very exciting checkbox. Yes, the Grant roll-on sign-in checkbox is new.
Yeah, that is good.
Tiny,
that is good.
It is mighty. One click can keep your users from having to pester your server administrator.
Yeah.
Just check the box, and when your users first sign in,
it's such a simple but obvious quality of life improvement.
They'll automatically get a role assigned to them. To the user,
I think I'm a little
just looks like a normal sign-in.
Quieter than you today, Tim.
Speaking of sign-in,
perhaps
this user signed in thanks to
a
sent invite email.
Yeah, a little
These
bit.
emails in Tableau Online now contain machine learning-powered recommendations.
I've got an audio mixer for us today, so yeah, it's a lot better.
So your newest users can get a preview of the sweet vizzes they'll have access to. They'll be even more tempted to dive right in. And once you've signed in,
this is
got some cool new concepts coming your way.
Again, as a admin of an on-prem server,
I don't know about you.
I want a welcome email.
I've had
I want
lots
to
of
customize
great
welcome
vizzes
email.
shared with me over time. But when I want to go find those shared vizzes weeks later, I end up digging through old emails having to ask a colleague to share that same dashboard yet again.
I like that they take sort of advantage of this conference to remind people like what they just released, right?
Well,
like,
share
people just miss it.
Here,
of course,
I can see who shared
so
what
we're just
with
upgrading from 2019.3 to 2020.3.
So it's way easier
our
to
main
track
server
down
prod
the
is
viz
on
I need.
2019.3, but
I can even
most
see
people won't
which
be.
custom views they shared.
So this is good to
In
bridge
this
together,
case,
and I think a lot of
a
it
view
is
called Just Texas.
when you're at a conference, they do this a bit as well, like emphasizing new features that are quality.
Given them their own section
that
on
could
the
be useful
workbook
for the
page.
many.
Yeah.
Now authors can see what custom views exist on a workbook and can change the owner or delete each custom view. Basically, you can now see and understand your custom views. Now,
the most underused feature on Tableau custom views gets
the best platform for data and analytics.
That's a good one, isn't it?
But I got to be honest with you.
It's really good because I've got a
sometimes
Postgres view that
use
pulls
Excel.
this, right? The reason I like it is because I've got a Postgres view that pulls this.
Tableau's made my life easier.
We wanted to find out how many views there are like even hidden and non-hidden.
Question is, do you have to update that workbook now?
Export as a cross-tab. You can select an Excel format.
And
Tableau will maintain more of your table formatting.
Yeah.
Here,
this is another one.
See the
it kind of drives me crazy, but it's great.
Headings and number
Excel users can stop like complaining a
helping
little bit.
me live my best Excel lifestyle. I know Ellie shared collections earlier, but
it's nice.
I'm so excited. I just have to say, collections are awesome.
Yeah, I think Mark's right.
It's
like
different
custom view
subsets
listing
of
is
content
like you don't
for different
know you
audiences
need it.
without moving vizzes around between projects. Here, I've got a metric in my monitoring project that I want to share with the executives and my working team. So I select it, choose Add to Collections, and assign it to both collections.
So this was really good yesterday when Ellie Fields sort of showed this off.
But now each group
some really good thought gone into this.
Their curated collection.
Which I really like. Yeah.
So it's funny. So before collection.
What's this bell up here in the corner?
I've always recommended
looks like something needs my attention in the totally redesigned notification center coming soon to a Tableau server near you. This is going to make a big difference when it arrives. Keeping all your notifications from across Tableau.
This almost helps elevate
that. Data alerts, subscriptions, sharing, commenting. All organized and actionable. Looks like Ron's left a comment that it's about time to wrap up this demo. I guess I got to get back to work.
Genuinely my favorite.
That's it for me from Texas. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great rest of the conference.
This is good.
Ish.
Well said.
Hello, my virtual friends. My name is Miranda Osterhelm, and I'm a Tableau PM who gets really excited by features that make life for admins easier. Those features that deliver flexibility with control and security to keep my deployment safe. And one of those awesome new features is changing the way extract refresh scheduling is handled in Tableau Server and online.
I think
I have a data set here that contains all of the contents of a grocery delivery I received.
We spend so much time
during
building out
these
the
very
Postgres landing page.
Interesting
just like
last few months, I've gotten super into cooking, probably as a coping mechanism, and paired it with a very anxious need for control and planning. So I use this data set to make sure I use all of my produce before it goes bad. Previously, I was only able to schedule a refresh of this extract on a schedule pre-configured by my server admin. But we've heard from many of you that you want the ability to take control of configuring that extract refresh schedule, since you know best when it's time to update your data. Introducing custom schedules. This feature brings us the ability to configure an extract refresh schedule that fits my exact needs. Let me show you.
This is interesting because
a refresh for the 1st and the 15th and the 21st of each month at 12:35.
Who gets control to do this, right?
Now,
is it site admins? Well, the admin is what?
Of data that's
site
refreshed
admins.
on a schedule that has the flexibility that real life often
Why would they put this level of detail?
I love this bespoke
it would just end up being a support ticket.
Because custom schedules helps me prevent spoiled produce and stale food. And the only thing worse than stale food is stale server content. Hey, my server admins.
Fantastic.
You know it's a
But I think you'd need that. It'd be great to have a feature as like a project owner to say, I need this custom schedule and submit it as a suggestion. And then have an interface to say,
we all know,
cool. As a site admin, does that make sense?
Space on our servers.
So as in, where does that
with the new stale content admin view, I can identify content, workbooks, and data sources that haven't been accessed by my users over a time period threshold that I set.
Straight up lie, Tim.
Let me show you. I can filter down to some stale workbooks and select some of the ones that are taking up a good amount of space on my server, because those are good candidates for closer inspection.
That's the big question.
In fact,
defaults matter, right?
Let's go ahead and tag these workbooks as stale, and then at any time, I can always filter down
Again,
the
this is a good
workbooks
shout
I've identified using that dashboard.
Tableau Online, Ravi. That makes sense.
You see this?
And toss them as necessary.
That's in 2020.3.
Up my site.
But can you tag it already?
That covers stale content. 2020.3. Now let's talk about stale data.
You clearly didn't watch my videos, Ravi.
Is better than ever.
I didn't watch the server
ones because
I was like, I'll get there when I move.
Too busy being a Zen, right?
To keep our on-premise data fresh in Tableau Online. It's a lightweight client that sits behind your firewall and refreshes extracts and proxy flag connections.
If you haven't checked them out, Tim's videos
I have a data set here actually kept fresh by Tableau Bridge. I use this one in case my cathartic cooking gets a little too experimental. It contains reviews of restaurants
Tom doesn't want his
delivery.
workbooks to go stale.
Before, if I wanted to connect to this data,
I'm guessing there's a lot
I had to use IP whitelisting because it's a cloud-hosted data. But now I can use
Ravi, since you've been gone, we've completely overhauled it.
In a private network.
You're talking about the past.
And then before, if the credentials to this data source changed, I had to have access to the machine Bridge was hosted on and do all of those updates locally. But no more. Now we can do it all from the web. See? Here I can update my credentials, And that saves me a ton of time from having to remote into all those bridge machines.
Understand it until you use it.
Lastly, we made it a lot
I've just set this
easier
up
to
for a
scale your
client, and
bridge
it's really
deployment.
good. It's really good.
Before, we had to assign
it's one of these
extracts to
things where
specific bridge machines.
It's going to be more and more prevalent as the move to cloud happens.
Right.
We can load balance extracts across bridge
towards the cloud,
which allows Tableau Online to select the best possible bridge to send any request or job to.
Or office infrastructure is not good, right? So you suddenly leave the office and everything's slow, right?
Make life as a Tableau admin so much easier and keep my end users secure and self-service, which is about the only thing that can get me more excited than fresh produce.
Smart Bridge is good. I think,
Thanks for your time, y'all.
It takes
Enjoy
away,
Tableau Conference.
The promise of Tableau Online is you don't have to be an IT admin. So allowing something to be smarter than you to choose the right schedule. Fantastic.
Wow, Keisha, that was quite a jam-packed
Boom.
session. Which was your favorite demo?
God, that was fast.
Andy. There's
It's
no
like
way
features.
I love them all. The
There we
demos
go.
and desks were
that is
all
all
pretty
she wrote.
inspiring. But before we go, I want to give a quick shout
I
out
just
to
turned them down a
our
bit.
amazing
Yeah,
dev
cool.
team.
So let's recap. What do we go through? Can you remember what the first thing? It was Filipos first.
Filipos, we missed the beginning because I was watching a lag stream. So you probably at the beginning of that, but models, right? Models.
You can meet like-minded people,
forecasting and models,
develop your
giving a
skills,
bit more
and share
control.
ideas.
And it looks better.
You can
I think
stay
that's the other thing,
connected
which
year
is really
round
nice.
through user groups, forums,
I think it looks
Tableau
a bit better,
Public,
which is great.
and our Zen and Ambassador program.
Yeah.
But
Don't
again,
hesitate to
I'm
dive
always
in
a bit
and
skeptical
engage.
on what's
Don't
happening
wait
with
for your data to be perfect.
Tableau is
giving
designed for
people too much
exploration.
control without that
Right.
Help you identify issues with dirty data.
It's good to have the
that you
option,
can
right?
address.
It's good to
Dive in,
take your
exactly.
learning journey as
Solve
far
a
as you
real
get and
problem.
discover you've got the
That will
availability
be the
to you,
most
right?
rewarding.
It just pushes that sort of edge
I don't
further
know if
out.
you've heard about how much I
then
like
we had
seeing
layers,
survey
right?
results.
Map layers.
But if you submit your
Layers are pretty
survey,
good.
we're not
you
sure
can
if it's
enter
map
to
layers or
win
just
a
mark
fabulous TC
Ooh,
swag.
good point. Good point. Yeah.
Visit the
Deb in
Beyond
the chat
Tableau
or,
page
you know,
of the event
CEO.
website for the link to the survey.
Can they let us
There
know
is
which
so
one
much
it
coming
is?
up that it's going to blow
What do you
your
think to that?
mind.
What do you think to map layers?
To help you stay focused and keep you energized, we have a brand new caffeinated
Map
partner
layers
that promises
is
to keep
good.
you motivated.
General
give you
layers. I think
visual
there's
aid.
other creative use cases for
Do you
layers in
wanna know
general,
the
like
secret
just
to
beyond
monster
maps.
data conversion?
And I think that's
It
actually more
helps to
powerful
drink
feature.
the
So I'd love it
company
to be more than
Kool-Aid.
just map layers.
The Bev of the
but
devs is the
what
all-new
you don't want that to
visual
become
aid.
is another way of doing a
The
dual
energy
axis
drink
chart,
with
right?
visualizers
you
rely
don't
on
want that to
turning
be sort of.
epic fails into
I
epic
have,
sales
I
in the
think.
blink of an eye.
Turn it
This
right
is the
down,
beverage
turn it
that
right down.
gives you leverage.
But yeah, no,
with a
I
jolt
think
of
you're absolutely right. I think,
caffeination
you know,
to boost your
it's.
impressions.
But I think there are use
Visual
cases. Like,
aid
imagine if you can put.
for your
Imagine if this
daily
allows you
data
to be more
soda
dynamic with adding and removing layers based on a data-driven action.
Yeah, yeah. So I think the stream's over, so I might as well just go back to the this view here. Just leave it open. Yeah. So what's next?
No, absolutely. So I think that's my thoughts on map layers. I'm intrigued. I mean, it's similar to sat actions. I was like, yeah, this is cool, but I don't know what could be possible. And I'll leave that to the community to blow my mind away. Mark Reed, if you're out there.
Yeah,
this
is
your
it.
time.
This is it. This is it. There's certain people in the community that just take these features and just tell us how they should be used, right?
Yeah. No, absolutely, absolutely. So we had, what do we have there? Then we moved on to Ask Data, was it?
Yes, absolutely. No, Ask Data. What was just after thing? Let me scroll back in the chat. That's a hack. We talked a little bit about prep. Yeah. So prep.
Yep. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, there was prep.
Can't forget prep.
Right? We had the
Carl will
prep
head us if we
come in.
Yeah, exactly. So we had prep in the browser was yesterday. That's a really sort of big feature. We had quality of life improvements, hiding columns that you don't need anymore, which is amazing, again a big one. I hope that's linked to sort of not using those fields when it's doing that sort of let me look through your data kind of search. Progress bar that it always does that I think frustrates a few of us. And then after that we had some the calculations. So Ava was doing something with calculations. I think she was doing level of detail. No, not level of detail calculations. What was she doing? I should have taken notes, right?
But yeah, I think the main one for me was the grouped steps. I think that was very good.
Group steps.
I really like the way that they came through. So it was quite good to see them, and Yeah, no, again, it's funny watching back to this. Like I said, it was just feature. So many good things coming through this.
I obviously professed to quit Tableau if they didn't do anything about layout containers.
Yeah.
So guys, I guess that's it.
Dashboarding didn't get any love. Spatial custom prep, that was a big thing.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah,
Thank you, Anna. Yeah. I think that'll be a really big game changer, as Mark said earlier in the chat. I think what's going to be very cool is when they add in that map layer interface, especially if they bring in the native Mapbox maps and different layers we can see there.
So you can do football analysis, right?
Yeah, exactly. And we've just started this process of moving towards Python, and suddenly we're getting pulled back into prep. No, I think it'll be cool to be able to give a few people, that level of access to things like the tracking data,
right? If
you're able to project, but it's good to dig into that a bit more.
Exactly.
Grant. So we had that, and then we had collections. Collections got a recap.
Collections from yesterday. So for anyone who missed that, basically a home for all your data visualizations, right? Which isn't just, as Francois said, isn't just a bunch of links on a SharePoint page or something like that, which is good. It's good. It brings things together, especially being able to put metrics alongside dashboards will make that really sort of a good space. Hopefully in the future, we get a little bit of control of how that page looks, right? Then you can really start to see sort of a landing page come to life.
You can embed it. You can build an embed portal. We completely skipped out Ask Data there. Ask Data got some bit of love with the subtleties. I think the integrated search function is going to make it easier, and I think, again, like I said, I'm intrigued to see it in practice in terms of speed and sort of the understanding of how that will look together. I think it's a good step in the right direction, especially with the context. Then we went on to server custom views listing. Really happy with that one. Really happy with that one. So we can dig into that one as well as custom schedules.
Just makes it easier to do some housekeeping, right?
I'm happy with both of those features. I think custom schedules is going to be super useful in terms of finding out what's happening, finding out the different elements of what people are looking at, what people are most interested in. We have a bunch of custom views, and I think managing it will become a lot easier. And we're also reaching out to people that are creating them, right? Right. Quite handy. And then alongside that, obviously, we talked about custom schedules, the controversial server admin topic.
Yeah, custom schedules. Who gets the option to create
those? It will be site admins, but I think Francois make a good point.
Francois said this is key for online, right? So where you get a set of schedules, right? So being able to do custom schedules is a good thing there, because you don't need to run something every hour, but sometimes you'll choose that because that's the only option you have to get something in at a certain window. So that's what you end up running. So it could bring some performance improvements for everyone in the long term, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think the other thing was it's going to be superb for Tableau Online. I think it's good to see Online getting a bit more love, and I think it's a really good. I quite like Online as a concept because not every company is going to have an IT team, or it makes it more accessible for a small organization to not have to worry about that sort of thing. Yeah, and I think maybe this helps it become more scalable as well.
Yeah, exactly.
When you have multiple data sources that you might want on a different schedule, so things like that. So
it's good.
Stale content and
style content tagging. That's actually in 2020.3, which is good. So yeah, it's pretty much it.
That was pretty much it. What a whistle stop tour.
We didn't get row level security getting a home as a sort of recapped again in this session. But actually,
I'm intrigued. Are there any sessions? Have you looked at whether
there are any sessions about I did watch one. I did watch one. It was interesting. I think the real key benefit is having it centralized, right? Because you always had this issue about taking extracts, and then when you take the extract with something like database row level security, it captures just the security for the person who took the extract. So bringing a centralized home on server where you can build those makes it slightly easier, and it sort of separates the authoring from the security, which makes sense because on Tableau server there's a really good security model, right? So that is probably a better home. I'm not sure where that sits there as a SKU though. Yeah.
So here's my second thing, right? So I think I didn't really use user filters too much when I was at the information lab, but we use them quite a lot here. Obviously, there's a lot of medical data that has to have security applied to it.
Yeah.
One of the things we noticed this summer, so in terms of the structure, the U16s and 15s were previously combined and now are split. What we found was we had to re-extract the data source.
Yeah.
Remove the user filter, change the user filter after regenerating to a live data source, so to tick the performance things, and then bring it through again. It didn't just give us the option when the extract ran. And I think that's because the way that user filters operate is it creates a static list for you to then match up to your different groups of users.
Yeah.
So hopefully this maybe moves that away, from that sort of thing. And again, I think we always talk about this at the information lab, or we did. I did,
talking like you're still there. I hope everyone at Till caught that. He thinks he still works for us.
The rel-level security never gets enough love, right? Like there's not enough content out there about user filters and rel-level security and the different elements. In part, I think because people are reticent to share the different things they're doing, right, in their data sources at their corporations. But perhaps also because it's kind of a tricky concept to explain, right?
It's a hard one. Yeah.
And maybe this makes it easier to explain.
For me, I think it's the groundwork. I think there's an opportunity to add this really tough challenge where you have a single business unit. Let's say I'm working for a fast-moving consumer good. I sell chocolates. I have a marketing, sales, finance, distribution, stock, and inventory team, right?
Yeah.
They all work for, drumroll, one brand, right? How do I give that team access to the data that they need to do their jobs, and simultaneously doing the exact same thing for another brand, then do the same thing for all their senior managers, then do the same thing for the executive, then do the same thing for the CEO, and have that hierarchy beautifully sort of flexible so that I don't have to keep creating projects to sort of separate the finance people from the sales people, and groups and is member off left, right, and center to sort of manage that, right?
It's trying to, and you almost want that centralized thing to then also start including permissions for content.
Yes, yeah,
right,
exactly.
And suddenly you've got a really rich environment where you can control privacy settings and permissions, and also impersonate. Hopefully, I spoke to a dev a couple of months ago, or a month or so ago, about what I don't like about the data management add-on. And I was like, it doesn't allow me to manage my data.
Right. It doesn't do what it says on the tin, right?
Exactly, right. It allows you to look at lineage. It allows you to catalog your data. But does it allow me to add in comments to my calculate fields? Does it allow me to add in the rich metadata of adding folders?
It's getting there. It's getting there. You can tag. You can tag fields. Yeah.
Yeah. But you can't do everything you want for a TDSX, right? So TDSX being the packaged data source. And you still have to create those in order, and then publish them as a TDSX with the rich folders, with the calculate fields, etc. I'd love to be able to do that within a interface, right? And when I saw that yesterday, I was like, oh damn, they work quite fast. But then it was rel-level security. But it's a similar sort of feel and look where you're thinking like, hey, if this becomes a norm, suddenly this interface really allows you to,
to do a lot more.
It's kind of similar to Power BI, right? And their DAX interface where you can start doing prep. But it's better, obviously.
You mentioned their name. How dare you?
On your channel.
How dare you? Oh, God. No, I get fed up with the Power BI people going, why are you making videos about Tableau? And I'm like...
It's Tableau Tim.
Get with the program, honestly. No, but you make a good point. I think the data management add-on is a new product. Like, when give an example, a car maker releases a new car, the first model is always like, okay, I don't really get it. Second model, they really sort of understand their customer. Third model, they nail it, right? Exactly. And so this is the data management add-on.
Until the iPad Air.
We're getting there, and I think this is the start of something. I think that eventually, I think you'll get to where you're talking about. But in order to do that, you have to lay the groundwork, and a lot of this stuff is the groundwork, and it's not as sort of sexy, but it will get there.
I think you've got a similar story with prep, right? I think I've always been like, I can see what prep can do, and what it could be, but it just isn't. You know, it's one of these things. Yeah. But it's one of these things that's a chicken and egg scenarios. How much alpha testing and beta testing do you want to do? Or we just chuck it out there and be like, right, everyone else figure out the contours, and then tell us what you want, right?
Well, the more mature the product gets, the more you have to do that, because for every incremental feature, there's potential to break a whole load more features, right? So when Tableau is back in version 7, you add a feature, you're not going to break that much stuff because it's fairly new, right? You redesign the back end, again, you have to redesign a whole bunch of features that can break stuff. So as we move more and more into sort of this sort of more fully featured, mature product, you stand the chance of pissing off a lot of the people you've sort of brought behind you. So I think you do have to take more caution before you put things out. I think this, you can see it in Tableau's demos, right? They really take care in how they demo their product. If you do training,
there's so much effort that goes into those.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
There's so much effort that goes into the different scripts.
Yeah.
And yeah, Carl makes a good point here. You know, we're saying that about prep because I've had other options and I've looked at other things, and that's absolutely true.
Yeah,
as
true.
a starting point, if you have nothing, I mean, I make the exact same point when people complain about web edit. It's like, well, yeah, but if you teach web edit like you're teaching desktop and you're telling them what they're missing, right? Like it's like, you know, if you're trying to sell a car and be like, well, you know, it's not like a Porsche or it's not like a Land Rover, but it drives, right? You're not selling it properly, and it's all about delivery. And I think, Carl's absolutely right. Like, if you don't have anything and you see prep, it changes your life. It can really get you, to coin a phrase, up and running. But it's one of these things where it has to go through that motions, you know. And as you say, like when we see new features and we see new different elements to it, it comes back to this whole concept of, well, you know, we talk about we'd mentioned, was it map layers, map spatial things in prep today. Immediately both of us, well, I was like, yeah, show me your map. It's like, we're not there yet. Like, just added in this spatial engine. Like, Jesus Christ, give us a break. But because, as you say, like the second you make that step, other options start to pop open and you start thinking about different things. Correct.
Wowzers.
Excellent.
This has been a fully featured little thing. I think it was so much more compressed today than usual. I think you get the fanfare of conference, actually. You realize, like, you spend 20 minutes just getting into the venue, and that is the hype. That is most of the hype, actually. Then you have the moment on stage, and then I think when you're there in an arena, it just feels more sort of atmospheric. So I really hope next year we can do this in person.
I think you had the same amount of
exactly
features,
the same.
But there wasn't a pause to wait for the clap. There wasn't a let me show you pause.
Right, there wasn't a high five between them. They could have had pineapples, Francois. Where was the pineapple? Come on.
I think he's gone now. But
Well, you catch this later. But yeah, no, absolutely. I've just got the gallery up on the stream instead, rather than just having a session playing in the background. It's pretty cool. But yeah, these are sort of some of the faces you'd see, and you'd had the t-shirt cannons, the little. They brought those light sticks out last year, which is great. So much atmosphere actually just being there itself that we can't recreate in the stream. The stream is good, but it can't recreate these things. Maybe next time we'll have effects.
I think we've augmented it quite nicely. Yeah.
I'll get a stream deck. I'll get a stream deck.
I didn't even use this. I actually could have got this out. I completely forgot it was on my desk.
What's on the back of it? Is it a thumbs down?
Yeah, it's no. It's just the thing.
Okay.
I mean, I just did this.
Okay, fair enough. That would have been good.
Didn't even use this.
Next stream.
Wasted.
Next stream. I'll do a stream deck and some effects. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think we can call it there. Thank you everyone for joining. I think we're an hour. But yeah, let's hopefully this was fun and useful. I think we tried this mainly for us to recreate the sessions. You know, like
the atmosphere. Just purely a vehicle for me and Ravi to share some banter, basically.
Yeah, exactly. If you just don't want to sit there listening in silence, you just want to hear us chatting about innate shit.
Exactly.
Can I say? Yeah. Can I swear on now? Oh wait.
I don't know. Don't really have any rules against that, but it depends what I marked it as on YouTube. Is it safe for kids or not?
Excellent. Right, I've got a brain date in 15 minutes. I'm going to try and find something.
Same here. I've got a brain date. Several brain dates, actually. So thank you, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. We got there with the audio, but I don't sound like Tupac Shakur today. And we will hopefully do this sometime soon. We're not doing this for IronViz just because IronViz has its own commentary, and we kind of want to watch it, right? Like we don't want to talk over the commentary there. That's part of its own thing. So hopefully, stay tuned. We're going to do a podcast new season coming out very soon. So look out for that, and we'll get back on track as we typically do.
We've got a fair few comments just saying thank you. So thanks to Carl, Mark for coming into both sessions.
Right. Yeah.
Anna, of course. I don't know what the song of TC20 has been. There's one to
Whitney Houston so far. That's the only thing. That
yeah, Whitney Houston yesterday because it got.
I got a copyright strike from yesterday's stream. I have to share the revenue from the stream as if there's any adverts on there. But yeah.
Maraki would like to connect with us offline. Yeah, absolutely. We're both me and Tim are on Slack. So
we're chatting next week, Maraki. So looking forward to that. I've got stuff lined up for you. So
and hey, and again, like I said, great stuff on the prep development and things like that. But
yeah,
cool. Let's call it a wrap. And thanks everyone for joining. And take care.
Thank you.
Cheers.
I have to wait